Okay, in this lesson we're going to export the items that we need to get into RealFlow to start the simulation. So the first thing we need to do, we've got a guy with a rivet on there. We need to basically parent some geometry onto this rivet because the rivets won't import into RealFlow. So we just need some basic geometry to parent to this. So I suggest just creating just a poly cube. It's off the screen here, but I'm just doing a polygon primitive and then cube. I'm just gonna set up a standard sort of 10 by 10. Sorry, this is translation, so zero that. Zero the translation off, and then in the poly shape, poly cube 1, just going to do 10 by 10 by 10. And there is our cube. Actually, that's probably too big, so I'm just going to go 1, 1, 1. That's a good size. Now what we need to do now is just drag that into the rivet. And there it is underneath the rivet there. And now if we just go to the first tab and we just zero off everything, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0 on the translation and rotation, what that will now do is basically it will center the cube on our rivet. So now we have the cube perfectly following the rivet, locked to the chest. We're going to use this for this rivet geometry will be used to parent the actual effectively the RealFlow sim geometry to it. So what we need to do is just call this something a bit more useful than pcube. So we'll call this call it squib and then parent. Okay, so we've got that, and we've got our human male. We can actually, this is quite a long, so we'll just do, it's quite a long name here, so let's just, I'm just going to call this man. Keep it simple, you know, because when it imports into RealFlow, you just want to have the names nice and clean. Yeah, so man there is. Okay, so we've got our man, we got the squib parent. So what we need to do now is we need to select the man, and then we need to also, depending on what operating system you're on a Mac it's Command, PC I think it might be Control, but you just need to select those two items. You can select the man and the squib, so you've got both selected. Okay, and then what you need to do then is you can either go to the, you need to make sure that the RealFlow plugin is loaded as well. So let's just, you basically go into Plugin Manager, in System Preferences, Plugin Manager, and then we just need to check that RealFlow bundle is loaded in here. Okay, so that's the version I'm using, but yeah, as long as you've got that loaded, that should be fine. And then you should have the RealFlow tab here. It's got a lot of useful input-output items here that you can use to sort of do various things. So we can, from here, we can do export from here, I think. Export selected. You want to export deformations because the object is deforming, so yeah, you need to have that on as well. You can use the camera as well. Those options should be fine. Playback range. Oh yeah, the playback range is it's just off screen slightly here, so let me just show you that. It's I've chosen an area from 65 to 200 that we're going to work with. 65 being there, and then it's sort of our main impacts are around this range here, but we want a bit of after the gunshot as well. So 65 to 200, and that's the playback range I've got here. So we just go hit this first tab, use playback range, and now we just need to say where we're going to write this SD file out. So I've already written this out, but I'll write it out again to show you. So we need to go into basically I've created these directories as well, and M-effects will be where all the Maya based effects will be taking place. So we just need to look at the M-effects. N-comp is for the nuke CG comp of what we're doing, which will be the last stage, and then the R fluid is the real flow fluid project directory. So we want to go into real flow project directory, and in there I've created an SD _SD exports. I normally do this because this will, rather than putting it into objects, it can be a little less messy and a little bit more organized to do it this way. So just go into that one, and as you can see I've already created them here, but I will create a new version just to show you. I'll call that version 4. Export that, and notice it's SD is the default format here as well, and then that's the path and then we just hit export, and you should see it go through all the frames. And this is just exporting the cache out of the man and this squib object we've done, and the camera. So these should be all the elements we need to export from Maya to start the simulation in RealFlow. Let's give that a second. Yeah, it's a very good idea to get used to just trying to keep the projects organized and by what I've just shown you there. So okay, that's done. So we can have a quick look at that. Just yeah, so there's my exports and version 4. Yeah, it's always a good tip here is to look at file sizes of things. They should always be in the megabytes for this kind of stuff, minimum. If it's in the KB kilobytes, then there's a problem, and it's something's gone wrong. So it's a very good indication to look at the file size to see what's going on when you're working in effects work. If you have a cached sequence and you're looking at there's a problem with it, you're looking through, there might be a certain frame that only has like 10 kilobytes and the rest is sort of in the megabyte range, then you can sort of identify that maybe that frame didn't write out correctly or something like that. Right, but that's written out okay. And for the next step, we're going to go into RealFlow and start setting up the fluid simulation and all the aspects of that. So let's open up RealFlow and start the next lesson.